see that I cleaned the boat with the hose. I put the engine thing.
You can clean the boat. You just spray it again.
That's cleaning.
Tires.
You have no idea the smile under this helmet.
Hey, the faster you do it, the faster you down. Let's go. You're halfway there. Don't dive over, man.
Three, two, one. Careful. Also landed near me. I'm getting hit over here. Got snared.
Trent said. Wait.
Round one. Ring countdown.
I got some materials.
Need to report my
Beware. I've added a
Energy ammo here.
Send out my decoy. Got a bad guy.
The ring's close. Evo shield here. Level 2.
Throwing through my grenade. It's dupes o'clock. 30 seconds. Ring's close.
The trap is set. Data soon to follow.
Frag out. Throwing through my grenade. Opening fire.
Frag out.
10 seconds to the ring. It's close at least.
Gas trap deployed.
Charging my shield.
Reloading. Shot fired. And they're hitting me.
Next enemy shield.
Sending out another me. Damn, he's going down.
Rings coming in. Enemy down.
Shield.
Voice jumping.
Recharging shields.
Last one down.
Oh,
Grenade.
that's a Oh. Is that new?
Making contact here.
That was a really good fucking.
Decoy escape deployed. Bam. Barrage here to save the day.
Getting shot at. Reloading.
Shot fired, and they're hitting me. Giving my shield a recharge.
Catching myself up.
Fuck you, Ash.
Let's move that way.
Getting shot.
Giving my shield a recharge. Get bamboozling.
Enemy shield broken.
Crack?
1 sec. Healing up.
Recharging.
Not energy ammo.
Trap set. And waiting.
You got bamboozled.
No one got energy.
Placing gas trap. Recharging shields. Administering medical aid.
Closed door here.
Throwing Arc Star.
Another variable in the lab.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Shots here.
Sending out another me. Damn it. Good looking.
Introducing a new variable.
Getting shot at. Enemy shield cracked. Reloading. Recharging shields. I need shields.
Placing an independent variable.
Attack here. Move. Crafting. Give me a sec.
Crafting, hang on. Recharging shields.
Let's go this way.
Get the stuff that's in there.
Energy ammo
Taking
here.
damage.
Flatline here.
My experiment has been interrupted. For those responsible, discontinue my experiment chamber.
This subterfuge is genius. Simply genius.
Your time is almost up.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
All things die. Even champions. New kill leader. I must confess.
Someone's
It's what
been
I
here.
long
Left a
for.
mess. targets right in front of me. Enemy shield cracked.
Sustaining injuries. Gas trap.
Whoa, we got another squad here.
Let's go this way.
Enemy shield cracked. Reloading.
Where are you guys going?
Giving my shield to recharge.
You're getting shot at.
Healing my wounds.
And another squad's attacking. Focus. Void running.
Opening fire.
Independent variable added.
Up this way.
This time I'm down.
My vision is clear. Death will have to wait.
Setting portal.
Adding another gas trap. Placing independent variable.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
Downed an enemy. Reloading.
Adding another gas trap. Set and waiting.
But I'm good.
Got one spotted.
Oh, are they pushing?
Alright, just relax. I got everything under control.
No, let us teammate go.
I still see everything.
Over here.
My vision is clear. Administering medical. Reloading.
Ooh, rat fall.
Nana, here is your reminder. Sign into work.
Order oil. It's 9 a.m. This is not my first time.
Nana, here is your reminder. Sign into work.
Do you have any subs?
Progress.
Ring's moving.
Attention. Care package.
Check it out. Care package coming in.
I'm dead.
Using the decoy escape. There's one, right here. Just gotta patch myself up.
God damn it, dude.
This is not my first time.
Replicator.
Replicator incoming.
Enemy landed near me. Making contact here.
Warning. Ring closing.
Ring's moving.
Care package being delivered.
I need shields. Bad guy over there.
Making contact with enemy. Contact. Target spotted. Hostile spotted.
Yep.
Yo.
This is going to be fun.
The pull toward disorder is relentless. I embrace it.
Strong work, Hedvin.
Introducing your champion.
Marvelous. So many willing test. Very well.
Let's explore over there.
Taking fire.
Marking our surroundings.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Light R99 here. Enemy over there. I'm moving over there.
Attention. First blood.
Enemy over there.
First blood.
Thermite grenade out. I am taking fire, friends.
I'm dead. I didn't see my teammate run away.
I'm out of life.
Some animals crawl off to die alone. But what a pity it would be not to witness this.
Hostile close. It is our duty to cover our fallen brethren.
I got you, friend. Regroup there.
The ring is moving for live fighters. No one is inside.
I see smoke here, friends.
Care package on high. I'm out of light ammo.
Oh no.
Mastiff here. Peacekeeper here. Observing that spot over there.
Watch out for the new kill leader, friend.
A champion just fell. They must not be very good.
Stop it!
That's a problem. What team are we putting off? F tier. We got Rebel. I've no love since season 17. Leave him pretty weak. He is by far the biggest outlier right now in the legend. His abilities feels like never. And there's just been much outplay learned as a kid. His ultimate isn't very useful in the majority of situations. And his hitbox is just way too big right now.
Stop it, Zoe.
The all-new Tempur-Pedic Breeze makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning, because the Tempur Breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. For a limited time, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
Here from the Revenant mains, there is no stealth attached to his ultimate anymore. Every player from gold and up can easily outmaneuver a Revenant push by either waiting out the death protection or just sending them back to the totem because they saw the pulse and heard that team coming from a mile away. So let's hope Revenant gets this rumored rework in the very near future, because he certainly needs it. Moving on to D tier. First up is Octane. Now, Octane is fun to play, there's no arguing that, but he's not really a strong legend these days. His pad isn't the best means of utility when compared to some of the other skirmisher legends, and overall that's going to leave him ranking lower. I'm also convinced Octane promotes some of the dumbest plays in Apex, so he's staying D tier in terms of his utility and overall gameplay, but if you're looking to just speed around and have some fun, he can be the best legend for that. Next in D tier is Vantage, and while at times I think this legend can be severely underrated, her kit just isn't that strong when you stack her up against the other legends. I mean, sure, her sniper is very strong, but it's high risk, high reward when compared to a lot of the other ultimates. I think her tactical is also kind of wonky. I know it turns players off from playing her because if you look at something like Pathfinder's Grapple or even Horizon's Gravity Lift, it seems much more fluid to use those abilities when compared to Vantage's, but I know she could use some small buffs. Particularly, I think a shorter cooldown on her sniper, but in a trade-off for something else. I don't know exactly what, but some small tweaks would make us see a lot more Vantages running around. She currently is also the weakest legend in the Recon class, so for that, I gotta leave her in D tier. Moving on to C tier. First up, I gotta go Fuse here. Don't get me wrong, very fun legend, but his ultimate is really bad. I mean, it's basically terrible. The flames will slow teammates, you can't see through them very well, Fuse can burn and get slowed to it. At times, it has very inconsistency placement accuracy, but the biggest thing is if you do trap an enemy in it, they can just walk out within the first couple seconds and only take 5 damage. There's gotta be some buffs to his ultimate in order for me to place him any higher than C tier. However, I will say his tactical and his passive are the reason to be playing this legend. These two things can really swing a fight if you know how to use them correctly. He also probably has the best voice lines in the game, but that doesn't really move the mark in terms of utility. Next in C tier is Newcastle. Now, I know previously I've ranked Newcastle pretty high on tier lists, and I do think he's underrated for sure. His pick rate would argue with that, but I will say this. With a good coordinated squad, Newcastle is probably more like A tier. Next up is Caustic, and when it comes to the controller legends, I'd have to say Caustic is probably the second best pick out of them all. Caustic can also scan consoles to get that ring knowledge, and I think he will be played more in rank 2, but probably more on World's Edge, and maybe a little bit in King's Canyon. This season, they did fix the bug where his traps would randomly disappear on a door when an enemy would try to open that door. This controller legend, and I'm shakes out, I could see Watson becoming more popular this season. So I think she's a viable pick, and I'm leaving her in B tier. Next up,
becoming more popular this season, so I think she's a viable pick, and I'm leaving her in B tier. Next up is Caustic, and when it comes to the controller legends, I'd have to focus on holding down Watson becoming more popular this season, so I think she's a viable pick, and I'm leaving her in B tier. Next up is Caustic, and when it comes to the controller legends, I'd have to say Caustic is probably the second best pick out of them all. Caustic can also scan consoles to get that ring knowledge, and I think he will be played more in rank 2, but probably more on World's Edge, and maybe a little bit in King's Canyon. This season, they did fix the bug where his traps would randomly disappear on a door when an enemy would try to open that door. This is huge for him because I can't tell you how many times that got me killed while playing as Caustic, but regardless, I like to think of Caustic as really the ultimate offensive and defensive legend. That's because his gas can be used to post up and hold down an area. It's very helpful for pulling off risky revives in buildings, but it can also be used just as effectively when you need to take an area from an enemy team. When used correctly, his ultimate can be a huge game changer for the entire fight, and not to mention its use case will rise the later on in the game that you get because there's going to be less area for people to play in. I know he's a big legend, so that's usually a turnoff for a lot of players, but he's still a great pick. Third in B tier is Lifeline. Whoa, Lifeline is in B tier? Yes. Revive animation and stuff. Lifeline also has one of the smallest hitboxes in the game, which always helps, but with the change to support legends granting access to crafting teammates' banners, I think it makes all the support legends much better picks this season, and I think Gibby is going to return into the meta somewhat. I don't imagine you'll see him running around in hubs, but I can imagine he will be played much more in ranked. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he is able to counter it. His gun shield is a huge advantage in the right situation, particularly in end game circles. Next in B tier is Mad Maggie. I think Mad Maggie now
protect your hair health. Flexing plates shape to gather hair, and intelligent heat control regulates the temperature for a look you'll love.
Its own. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I talked about this before, but her ult would just randomly bounce off of stuff, explode at Maggie. Rewards people who master it. His zipline buff has also proved to be very effective, especially since he can get so many so quickly from just looking at care packages. Important tip, if you have a Pathfinder on your team, make sure you let him reveal the care packages so that he can get those zips back faster. I do wish they would shrink his hitbox even just by like 5% because I think this would make an insane difference for him, but I'll leave him in A tier for now. Next up is Bloodhound. Now, some people originally thought that Bloodhound was getting nerfed because of this bug fix that they listed from the patch notes, but that was really just an exploit that got patched. It doesn't have any significant impact on Bloodhound, and they are still very strong in Season 17. They are still one of the best recon legends to use. Actually, they are the second best recon legend to use, and the White Raven is insanely useful for gathering information. I kind of think this is a better version of what Crypto's drone can do in most cases, and Bloodhound's scan just constantly reveals players through walls. So yeah, that's always going to be very strong. I don't really see a scenario where Bloodhound isn't one of the most popular legends in the game when it comes to utility and how viable they are in the broad range of scenarios that you'll find yourself in. Third in A tier is Horizon. Now, I played a lot of Horizon last season, and with no changes to her in Season 17, I think A tier is a pretty healthy spot for her. The nerf to the accuracy in her gravity lift is what feels so weak with her, but that's because we were all used to it being so strong before. She's still an extremely viable pick because of the gravity lift and how it can get you up and out of a fight, and you can use that to either reposition and or just pop a battery in the air. This is a really good tool to use if you need to reset during a fight or seize high ground from your opponent. Her ultimate is still very strong when it's paired with grenades and done correctly, and for these reasons I gotta keep her pretty high up on the tier list in Season 17. Next up is Valkyrie, and I know a lot of people thought with the addition of the new survival item, the evac tower, it would make Valkyrie's ultimate useless, but I just don't see it that way. There's no denying Valkyrie isn't as strong as she was, let's say, a few seasons ago, but she still has a jetpack passive, a scanning passive for her and her teammates, and a very helpful repositioning tool for her and her teammates. Look, evac towers are easier to shoot down than Valk ults. I also think that Valk's ult gets you higher in the air than an evac tower. There's no doubt she's not as good as she once was, but I still think she's a very viable pick in Season 17 for all of these reasons. I was also able to test out using an evac tower and then using the Valk ult shortly after, and that allows for you to make a huge huge rotation if you need to. Second to last in A tier is Catalyst. Now, with a recent rise in popularity last season, I think Catalyst is a solid pick for Season 17. The thing that's good about her is not only can she control areas well, her ultimate can be helpful for rotations, even if it's only a small help at times. This is a very unique component when you compare her kit to the other 3 controller legends, and that's why I think she's gotta be ranked higher than the rest. I mean, sure, we've seen a lot of Catalysts in ALGS, and there was something in the patch notes regarding her ultimate and how Seer's ultimate shouldn't be able to see through it at times, but that was then silently removed from the patch notes. So I'm not clear what the deal is with that, and if you watch this video later on in the season and that Seer nerf comes to fruition, then obviously that makes Catalyst a better pick. But if that change never happens, I still think Catalyst is a solid pick to run in Season 17 because of all of these reasons. And last in A tier is going to be Wraith. While Wraith didn't receive any changes this season, the buffs that she received last season have proven to make her a much better legend. Her portal is actually viable now for rotations, but also escaping if her and her teammates need to. Wraith also has a very small hitbox, which helps in combat. And her phase, while isn't a get out of jail free card, often can help you escape from hectic situations and quickly reposition. At times, it does feel like her tactical is just inevitably prolonging her death, but that's only if you're using it too late or in the wrong situations. I still like this legend a lot for Season 17. Okay, moving on to the best of the best, S tier. I'm keeping S tier fairly light this season when compared to some of my previous tier lists. But first up is Seer. Now, as I said, regardless of what happens with his ultimate working or not working against Catalyst's ultimate, he's still an insanely strong legend. It turns out not much can beat constant wall hacks in 3 different forms. Not to mention canceling heals, revives, abilities, and whatever else he can do these days. Seer is still a top pick in Season 17, and they are seriously going to have to nerf him into the ground for him to not be anywhere close to the top. Second is Bangalore. Now, Bangalore is a master at disengaging in fights. Her smoke, her ultimate, and her double time all allow for huge advantages in different smoke. Do these using it too. Moving on to the best of the best, S tier. I'm keeping S tier fairly light this season when compared to some of my previous tier lists. But first up is Seer. Now, as I said, regardless of what happens with his ultimate working or not working against Catalyst's ultimate, he's still an insanely strong legend. It turns out not much can beat constant wall hacks in 3 different forms. Not to mention canceling heals, revives, abilities, and whatever else he can do these days. Seer is still a top pick in Season 17, and they are seriously going to have to nerf him into the ground for him to not be anywhere close to the top. Second is Bangalore. Now, Bangalore is a master at disengaging in fights. Her smoke, her ultimate, and her double time all allow for huge advantages in different styles of play. You can use it to disengage, but you can also use it to be aggressive with. We've seen Bangalore kind of rise back into the meta over the course of the last year, and I don't think that's going anywhere. She's going to be great in ranked. I see her a ton in pubs, and I still think she'll be used in competitive Apex. Also, I know a lot of mouse and keyboard players like using her because controller players don't get aim assist in Bangalore's smoke, so keep that in mind. And last in S tier is going to be Loba. Now, some may not understand how Loba is S tier, but let me explain. The buff to the support class makes Loba one of the best picks overall this season. No longer do you need Loba to get the banners. Any teammate can get them. But having Loba on your team not only gives you that support aspect, but she's the only support legend with a mobility tactical, and it's pretty decent at times. I wouldn't use it too much to be aggressive with, but I could use it to get out of stuff and then go craft banners if I need to. But the ultimate is also very helpful, and if ranked is going to turn out to be more competitive and all about placement, then there may be times where you're not able to get as much loot as you may like, and that's where I think this ability will really come into play here. They also fixed that weird bug where Loba was showing more of her hitbox when she was crouched, when she wasn't supposed to. So every little bit helps, but I think this legend is top tier in Season 17. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn about 2 mistakes for every legend, check out this video next. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Esto es un cono de Häagen-Dazs, hecho con galletas de mantequilla crujientes.
So you're ready to hit publish on a video, but you forgot to do a thumbnail. Well, that's okay, because in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make an awesome thumbnail in under 3 minutes. Actually need a something light or a panel light. Phone minutes, okay? Actually go put on the timer on my iPhone. I'm gonna go one more. All right, so I'm gonna hop over here. Thing is, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on Google and I'm going to download my background, and I'm just using an orange gradient background. So I'm just gonna search that in Google, save it, and then we're going to now hop into Instagram right over here. I'm gonna swipe up good from the background. Just click and hold, and it copies, and then you can literally paste it into YouTube. This is amazing. And so I'm just gonna put myself in a good, nice position. I know it's kind of sideways, but bear with me. And then I'm actually gonna get a transparent lit PNG, paste it, and there. We good. Square that up. You always paste it on your phone, so easy. Right over here, save it. I'm gonna go on Google, and I'm going to download my background, and I'm just using an orange gradient background. So I'm just gonna search that in Google, save it, and then we're going to now hop into Instagram right over here. I'm gonna swipe up, add that orange background, and now it's just so easy. You literally like tweak your fingers and you're good. And here's what's cool. On iPhones, you can actually select just yourself and remove yourself from the background. Just click and hold, and it copies, and then you can literally paste it into YouTube. This is amazing. And so I'm just gonna put myself in a good, nice position. I know it's kind of sideways, but bear with me. And then I'm actually gonna get a transparent logo from YouTube. If you just search whatever logo you're going for and just hit PNG, I'm gonna copy that image, and then I'm gonna go back into the Instagram, and then I'm gonna paste it. And there we have the YouTube. How much time I got left? Oh, we got a minute. I'm chilling. So you're ready to hit publish on a video.
Just press record.
Easily remove whether you use a smartphone. I'm gonna start I'm gonna do is actually, because it's just so. I'm gonna go one more. Hop over here. All right, that should be good. So I'm gonna check it out. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna hop over here. Now, some things you want to keep in mind. So the first thing is that you